She's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 love.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner, and this is my review for Bring It Season 4, Episode 24. I hope everyone's having a great weekend. I might sound a little bit hoarse. I was hanging out last night. Whoever just watched my Married to Medicine review, I was out last night with friends, still celebrating my birthday, and got a little bit drunk and woke up with a hangover, and my voice is not what it was before. This is what it is now, but so it's going in and out. So if at one moment I sound like a weird horse, and the next one I'm like myself, it's just because I have a cold or this horse. Don't drink 4 and 5 drinks at a time. Just leave it alone. Anywho, this episode of Bring It was pretty cool. I did like it. It starts off with Diana letting the girls know that a famed photographer is going to be doing a book about like young dancers. He's gonna be like taking pictures or whatever, and he wants to see the girls to see if one of them can maybe be in his book. He's like a New York bestseller or whatever, so it's a whole big deal and everything. And we see how Princess' mom is saying, I was just talking to Princess about Tanisha. Tanisha was saying, I was just talking to Princess about Brandon, and how Rihanna branded herself or whatever. I want to brand Princess that way. And Dana like, really? She's like, girl, whatever. She was like, our girls are already a brand, the dollhouse or whatever. She's like, you brought your daughter here to be up under our brand. So, just calm down, chill out. I feel like this. I feel like Dancing Dolls brand is Diana's. I feel like Tanisha is smart to want to start her daughter off early and branding her in some kind of way. You can be up under one brand, but it's nothing wrong with one to expand it. Because if you think about it, you only can be a dancing doll and under that brand, up to a certain age. Sunshine went to college. Kayla asked, don't know what she want to do. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, it comes to a point to where dancing dolls cannot be your only be-all and do-all or whatever. Tanisha's smart. Now, why I think, you can't want to be like Rihanna, because Rihanna, it took her time to do whatever too. And Brandon isn't about this your name. Brandon is about you put out things to make people love you enough to where you yourself become a brand and you put out different products. Like, no one is buying Rihanna, but if Rihanna puts her name or creates a product for like her perfume, her makeup, her shoes, like this is Fenty Beauty lipstick, and as y'all know, I love it. I wear it every day. So I do think it's smart to brand yourself, and you put out content, you put out products. Jay Lee's Corner is my brand. My t-shirts under Jay Lee's Corner will be a brand. Everything that I'm going to do will be a brand. You know what I'm saying? My things that I have coming out, docuseries, it will all be a brand of Jay Lee's Corner. You have to start branding as soon as you possibly can, and you build a following so that hopefully the people who follow you will buy your brand. It is what it is. So I feel like Dana was right in saying you came here to be a part of our brand, but she can't make it seem as if Tanisha shouldn't want to brand her daughter later on in life, because like I said, you only could be a dancing doll for so long. We see how this week's competition is like the last competition, before the whole national competition or whatever. And, Diana's going to do like an around the world theme with a, like as an airline or whatever. And she says how it's going to be like different continents or countries or whatever. We see that Christiana gets a solo for the Asian part of the show. Cameron gets a solo for the Caribbean part, and then for the U.S. part, she said it was going to be like a tribute to Michael Jackson, and she said her son was going to be the soloist for that part. Now, how do I say this without being rude? I think it's cool to add him in here and there, but you could have had one of the girls, do it. But, whatever. The 3 teams they're going against is Black Ice, Tip Tap. Is it Tip Tap? I wrote Tip Tat for. I don't know who it. I know it's Tip Tap Toe. Tip Tat Toe and Heat Dance Line. So that's what they're going against. But it was what it was. Next we see Kayla. And Kayla is going to, it was Gambling State University, and she was meeting with, when she walked in, I was like, that's the judge who be on the thing all the time. And I was like, is she supposed to be meeting with her? Like, that's kind of weird. But come to find out, Miss Diane, who's a judge, she's also the head of the dance department at this particular college. And I'm like, oh, so that's why she's a judge on the dancing competition, because she's actually a dance. I'm like, okay, it makes complete sense. And Kayla seems how she's been kind of trying to recruit her basically to come to college for a while, because that's what people usually do who work at colleges. And Kayla was saying how she's basically been feeling lost since she's not on the Dogs anymore, how she was on the Dogs for 10 years, and now she kind of does not know what she wants to do. And Miss Diane tells her, education is a great thing to have to fall back on, which I think they don't talk about enough on Dancing Dolls. They all are great to be dancers right now, but again, Miss Diane said, what happens if you can't dance anymore? It's like my father once asked me, like, what happens if you break your leg and you have no education to fall back on? And let's be honest, let's call a spade a spade. Kayla is not so good of a dancer and or choreographer at this point in life to where she gonna be booking big gigs and stuff like that. I feel like Kayla is literally at the start of her journey in life, and she should want to go to college. She should want to expand, because if you've been out of school and you don't know what you want to do now, and no one's called you to work for them, and you were working for Miss Diana, and she in her own way let you go. And I feel like in the back of my mind, the reason she let Kayla go is because she knew Kayla wouldn't grow being there. Kayla could have been working at the dance house while still doing her own thing, while still maybe going to college, just doing something different. But she was literally doing nothing, and she was just there at the dollhouse. I feel like Diana, of course, had to let her go so she can just do something else, But her saying, the reason she kind of never wanted to go to college is because she always felt like she wouldn't succeed at it. And she even said, when the person said, like, what would you do if you couldn't dance anymore? It's like, I don't know what I would do if I couldn't dance anymore. And that's the problem. So many people who are, like, dancers, who are athletes, who are into sports and things like that, and, competitions and gymnasts, all that stuff, it's always a question of, if you get hurt, what do you have to fall back on? If you've been playing basketball your whole elementary school, middle school, high school, college, and let's say you are you now broke your leg, but you have no education to fall back on, what are you going to do? I think this is a great way to instill in people who want to dance. You can want to dance, but you still need to have something to fall back on if that does not work out, point blank and period. So Kayla was like how, Diane asked her, just come to the school for 2 days. Just come tour the school for 2 days, see what it is, see what it has to offer, and then see if school might not be the thing that you want to do. So that was cool. So she accepts to go or whatever. The dance that they were doing back to the house, Diana had to put some of the rookies up to do the dances or whatever. And, of course, the rookie girls are nervous. They might not know what to do. And it's driving Diana nuts, basically. And even the parents are saying, it's kind of crazy that she has the rookies going up, for this particular competition. And she's like how the dancers can't say, y'all messing up, so y'all can't ever say that I don't give y'all a chance to dance, because when I give y'all a chance to dance, y'all don't do good. I think if you use them more often, they wouldn't be horrible. I think we do see how the same girls are always used. I think you need to use some of the other girls and everything, so they just have that experience. And if, this in general, like, that's just my personal opinion. So that way they're not new, they're not newbies, they're not fresh, they're not whatever to the team. They are dancing dolls, and they all do good. But if it's true, if you only do pick the good ones because the other girls aren't as experienced, so you don't even trust to put them in a dance because we might lose because they don't know what they're doing, they'll never get better. So, it is what it is. We then see Whitney saying how she's no longer doing the whole sperm donor thing, and because it's expensive, she wants to save her money. how she just wants to be single for right now. She ain't trying to date and all this rigmarole, whatever. Dana then brings up how she know a guy who'll be perfect, to date. And Tina really like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm straight. No, thank you. No, 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 no. But Dana don't listen. Dana basically pulls the guy up and FaceTimes him and then had Brittany walk over and she got her hands written in the phone to talk to the guy. And Brittany's upset, basically. And Brittany was rude. You know what I'm saying? The guy was like, can we do dinner? I'm too busy for dinner. And she was just mean and rude. She was rolling her eyes or whatever. I felt like she didn't have to be rude to the guy. I felt like if you mad at Dana and Brandon, be rude to them after the fact. But this dude ain't did nothing to you. But Brittany seemed like the type who has an attitude problem. She's the quintessential, the big girl who got an attitude. You know what I'm saying? The thick girl with an attitude. I'm the same way. But I'm only that way to people who make me that way. I'm not going to be rude to people off rip. Like, you don't know that man. He could be your husband. You being mean and rude. Like, just don't be that way all the time. But, he then said, well, how about, a quick lunch, like a little picnic or whatever. And she said, okay, fine, I guess so. But I'm like, girl, look, Brittany, your clown ass makeup needs to just kind of sometimes simmer down and just not be so mean and no rude. We do see Kayla go to the school, and when she does, she actually likes it. She's going to see if she likes it. The first thing that she went to was like a modern dance class, and we see that the judge, Miss Diane, is actually the instructor. And, Kayla's like, I walked in, I had on my bright, colorful, pants or whatever. Everyone else is in all black, so I already feel like I'm standing out, and I don't really want to, And she's like, when she, she walked in and she got in line, they started doing the dance or whatever. And it showed how instantly, Miss Diane came up and was like fixing her body language, fixing her structure, fixing how she goes up and goes down, all that stuff that people do in dance classes, fixing her feet when her feet was supposed to be pointed, wasn't supposed to be pointed. And Kayla says she kind of felt out of place. And she said she kind of saw that she wasn't the best, how her technique can really use some work. And she felt out of her league basically, but she did like it. There's a lot of stuff that she liked about it. And by the time she finished her 2 days, they had shown her going to like a business class, another dance class. She met students on campus. Just had got college life for like 2 days, and she realized it wasn't as bad as she thought it would. It wasn't as bad as she thought it would be. So she's like, it kind of helped her to make a better decision, or it made her realize that she didn't have to not do school. I think Kayla needs to go to school. I think Kayla can get her own spinoff show, and it can be her first year at college. I would watch that. It would be interesting, because you don't see many shows like that shows a real person's college life. I think that would be cool. They could have did that with Sanjay, honestly, but maybe not. Or they could do a new show that shows, it can be a show about the dolls who has left dancing dolls and they're doing whatever. The same way how they had like a little Teen Mom show where they filmed in different cities with different people. It can be the same thing. You can show Kayla, who's no longer on the team, but she's still going on about her life. Show Sanjay. I think at one point, it is Cameron's last year. Show Cameron, follow the girls and what they do. And, you know what I'm saying? Have it be, bring it college edition. I think that if y'all do that, I'm going to need credit for that show. Okay? Thank you very much. Anywho, so yeah, she has to make a decision about what she's going to do. We see Dana, Jesus. We see, Brittany going on a little date with the man. I don't know what the man's name was. But, he was a friend of the Dana's. And Brittany rude. First of all, I don't know what the fuck Brittany had on. Brittany don't have a bad shape. Not at all. She's a thick woman. However, I did think the outfit she had on wasn't first date appropriate. Especially if you don't like it. I didn't like the outfit. I just didn't like the outfit. I just didn't like it or whatever. So, she's like, why? Who brings a table and chair? Lord Jesus. Who brings a table and chairs to a picnic? Well, goddamn, somebody who don't want to sit in the damn grass. I would like if I was on a picnic and I did not have to sit in the grass. Now, I'm not an outdoor person either. I don't like picnics in the grass and stuff like that. I like if it's hot outside, I don't want to be outside. If it's like, you know, 70 or less, like if it's between 65 and 73 degrees, I'm good outside. But when it's hot and sunny and bugs and you sweating and, you know, ain't no breeze coming through, that ain't what I want to be outside, you know, whatever. So seeing him set up this whole little picnic with a whole bunch of food or whatever, and it was literally a picnic table with chairs, girl, appreciate that shit. You already said that you was in a 10-year relationship and it ain't work out. Get this damn man a chance, okay? So, you know, but she was rude to him. Honestly, he said, you know, do you want to have some food? Nope, I ate before I came. Who eats before they go on a date? Who does that? Really mean ass dude. So, you know, because he said, when she said, you know, why did you bring tables and chairs? He said, oh, I didn't want you to get bitten up, you know, by ants. Right, bitch. So, you know, from there, he's like, so, you know, do you like movies? Nope, I hate them. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, well, you know, do you like doing stuff outdoors, you know, whatever? She's like, no, I don't like being outdoors. Like right now, I'm sweating, I'm hot, you know. I'm a big girl, but we don't like being outside. We don't like being outside because we big. It's just, I think some people not outside. You can't make it seem as if all big people just don't like being outside. Because I don't mind being outside in the right temperature. And I'm sure other people feel the exact same way, no matter what their weight is. But, girl, whatever. You know, he said, like, well, I know you probably felt ambushed or whatnot. And she's like, yeah. You know, she brings up how she was, you know, with someone for 10 years, that she's fresh out of a relationship, that she was engaged, and she just was trying to be single or whatnot. And he said, look, I ain't trying to get married right now, you know, today or tomorrow. He like, I just think you're cute. You know, when Dana asked me, would I take on a date, I absolutely said yes. Because I think you're nice, and I just want to get to know you. And she then let her guard down. But my thing is, you can't go on a date with your guard up just because the last guy wasted 10 years of your life. If you want to move on with your life and you just say, like, I want to have a family, want to have kids, girl, do that, okay? But, you know, she ended up saying that he was a nice guy and they had a good time and she liked the date or whatnot or whatever. So, yeah, it is what it is. After a little photo shoot, all the girls did really good. My two favorite, honestly, was Star and Faith. I love the poses they did. Star because she did a whole back bend on her tippy toes, and Faith because her hair was really pretty. The pose she did was really pretty. She seemed balanced, and she posed with both her feet and her arms and her face. I thought it was really cute. So those two were my favorite. And then when Princess was doing her thing, whatever, her mama Tanisha came in trying to introduce her and her daughter to the photographer. It was very weird and very awkward. It was very uncalled for. But we know, of course, it was a part of the scene. But everyone looked like, why is she doing this? Oh, my God, it's so crazy. And then, you know, she left out or whatever. He like, did your mom always do that? And, of course, she looked embarrassed. But, you know, it was what it was. The photographer, to me, seemed like he was just looking to add some black people to his portfolio. And I say that because he said he was trying to bring, these girls will bring a different ethnic diversity to my work. And I felt like saying that means you don't photograph black people. Or if you do, you might photograph one black person. You know what I'm saying? That's he said it, not me. And even when he was, you know, photographing Faith, and he said to her, "Oh my God, your hair is so cool, and you know, you're so pretty. You should use that to your advantage." I feel like her hair was just natural. You know what I'm saying? But it's as if some white people are just so amazed by things that are so regular to, you know, us black people. It was weird to me. Not in a racist way, not in a inappropriate way, but I'm like, he was specifically looking for ethnic diversity, which isn't a bad thing. That's a good thing, but I'm just hoping he's not trying to use the show to promote him or, you know, make it seem as if he's now all of a sudden, you know, putting all these black people on stuff. But, you know, whatever. You know, I also felt like him telling Faith to use her beauty to her advantage was a little sexist, because Faith is very, very talented in how she danced. And I feel like even if she was butt fuck ugly, if Faith was to fall on her face and broke her nose and if she was to mess up her face for whatever reason, Faith would still be as talented as she could be. So telling her to use her looks to her advantage to me was inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? Because all the girls are beautiful. Cameron, all the girls are beautiful in whatever way they are. I don't think Faith is any more pretty than any of the other girls. I think they all are beautiful. So my thing is, I did not like that he said that at all. He picks who was gonna be in the book. He was gonna pick one person, but he couldn't choose. So he picked two, and he picked Faith and Canary. I'm not surprised he picked Faith because he picked her out to say how cute she was. Whatever. What else? It was a small scene between the moms where Dana and Brittany were teasing Tanisha because Princess didn't get picked, and now she won't be branded or whatever. You have to start all over. You're probably gonna have to leap to another team because that's what you're good at. And I felt for Brittany to say that was a bunch of bullshit and fuckery, simply because Brittany, you did that. You left the Dancing Dolls. You went to the Divas of Olive Branch. Whether it was real or fake for the show, you did it, and you came back to the Dolls. So if anything, your ass been leaping and hopping more than she has. She left one team and came to a different team, and she stayed there. Whereas you left one team, went to a different team, and then left that team and came back to the team you left. It seemed as if Princess Mama wants her just to have her best foot in the game, and she's sticking it out with the Dolls. I don't think anything is wrong with that, but I feel like of all people for someone to say that, for it to be Brittany, was crazy because you talking about her for doing what you did for Christiana. And Tanisha said, I will always go hard for my daughter regardless of whatever. She's my child. And Dana says how she kind of feels bad for Tanisha because Tanisha walked off solely because she's like, I feel like I was her when I first came on the team. And they show a flashback to how when Dana first came, she was like Faith, Faith the best, Faith's gonna be this, Faith's gonna be that. She boasted the most about her daughter. She said, but she felt like any new parent does that because it's their child. She said, so I completely get how she feels, so she's gonna go talk to her. And when she goes to talk to Tanisha, she just tells, you have to remember that, this isn't Team Princess. She's like, Cameron is the captain, and Mimi never makes this, Team Cameron. She was like, no, that's not what she said. She said, this isn't the Princess show. She said, Cameron is the captain, and Mimi never makes this the Cameron show. She was like, you have to realize we are a team, so it's not any one person doesn't make or break a team. And, she comes back, Tanisha does come back and apologize and said that she doesn't mean to, come off that way or whatever. So it was what it was. The competition, it was cool. Heat dance fine. They did like a Harlem Themes or a Great Gatsby type thing with their dance or whatever. It did look good. I do feel like they showed more of them dancing than they have showed of other people before. It was cool. They seemed energetic. They were all over the place, so I did like it. Tip Tap Toe did a construction worker theme. I don't know. They didn't show their stuff much. I have no idea what they kind of did. To me, it looked like they were just waving do-rags around, so I didn't really see what they did in real life. So, I know they did some tap dance and stuff or whatever, but I couldn't get a taste of the show. Black Eyes did a fairy tale thing. They took different, Cinderella. I think it was the Wiz. I know I probably saw a Scarecrow in there. Just different things. I think it was a Beauty and the Beast at one point. It was just different themes or different fairy tales, and they danced to them or whatever. The one part I did at the end was the girl was doing some backflips, and she did a whole bunch of them, just one after. I was like, okay. It was really good. The Dancing Dolls, I do feel they did amazing, and I do feel like they should win. The whole Asian, it was 3 parts. So the Asian part, Tori killed it as he reminded me of a Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. I don't know if he was an evil ninja or just a regular ninja, but he came out, he did a whole split. It was really, really good. Well, all of the girls were good too. Because Christiana there? Yeah, Christiana was the soloist or whatever, and you can tell that Christiana has gotten better with her control of her body, with even how she performs, with how she moves. Everything just seems better. I don't know if it's because it was her leaving the team and coming back, if it's because she's just older now, so she has more confidence, but she did really, really, really good in her solo. Even the other girls who were ninjas or whatever, it was really, 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 it was really, really good. Honestly, it was. The Caribbean part, we had Michaela came out first. The costumes were really good. They were really bright, really colorful. They were Jamaican in it out. I'm saying? It was hips moving and gyrating and all that stuff. We seen Cameron come out first solo, and the headpiece they had on her was amazing. She did great as well. I think Cameron is always in her best element when she's on the dance floor. I feel like she's very mild-mannered in any other aspect. Like when she's talking, she's very quiet. But I feel like when she's dancing, that's when her roar comes out, and it's just a whole different person. I think that was great. And the last part with her son as, MJ, I got honestly say it was cute. It was cute. But I didn't like it as much, but it was very, very cute. Not that it was bad, but I felt like, I don't know, for some reason I just didn't like her using her son. And not that he was bad, he probably knew the choreography or whatever, but I just didn't like it, and I don't know why. I don't know why, because it wasn't bad at all. It was good. I just didn't get why she wanted to use her son versus using maybe a baby dancing doll. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my thing. I'm like, I don't know what it is. So they ended up tying for first place. It was between, Heat Dance Line, who did, what, the Autumn Night thing? It did the whole Great Gatsby part, and then the dolls. But I think they both were probably the top two, honestly. But I like the dolls more, but probably because I just seen more of the dolls' performance. So, and that's how it went off. So, it was a good episode overall. I hope you guys enjoyed. Put in the comments below. And I am Jay Lee. This is Jay's Corner. Until this cold and this hoarseness and this hangover thing is going to get the best of me. But until next time, peace.